Linda paused in the doorway, remembering the video call. Her husband had stood right there, smiling at her. "Good night, baby." Tears fell. Elijah pushed aside the broken wardrobe and pointed to the wall beneath the stairs. They tore the drywall and found a wooden box. Inside was a book bound in leather, soaked with dried blood. On the front, it read the names of offering. They opened it. It listed over 30 names, dates, ages, ritual types, each with a signature symbol. Michael's name was the last, but beneath it was a blank page with a line titled, "Next to be taken," and beneath that, in shaky handwriting, Ruth. Meanwhile, Kenny was transferred to a psychiatric ward in a government hospital for observation. There, the staff noted strange behavior. He refused to eat normal food, demanding raw meat. He spoke in riddles. The heart is sweetest when still beating. Mama said the eyes of a father taste like honey. Psychiatrists debated if he had suffered a full psychotic break, but Benson wasn't fooled. He came with Linda and Elijah to question him. "Kenny, we know you're pretending. The spirits you called now want your soul too." Kenny began to hum a ritual chant. Linda slammed her hand on the table. "You killed my husband, and you will rot." Kenny snapped his head toward her. For a second, his eyes cleared. Then he whispered, "He still cries. In the basement, every night. But Mama will return, and all of you will join him soon." He laughed, loud and wild. Elijah leaned forward. "What happened 6 years ago when I escaped? You swore no one would survive again. But I did. And now I'm coming back." Kenny's laughter stopped. His hands trembled. He began screaming, "No, Mama. She'll kill me. I didn't fail. I didn't fail." Then he collapsed. The doctors dragged him back to his cell. Benson turned to Linda. "He's breaking." That night, something strange happened across Ocaja. A small fire broke out in the police evidence room. Ruth's safe house was nearly attacked. Only divine intervention stopped the assailant. A female officer working on the case fell into sudden coma with strange carvings appearing on her skin. Pastor Akin warned the ritual was old and deep. Killing was part of it, but silence is part of the curse. Breaking it releases more than you can control. Mama Grace had not spoken since her arrest. She sat quietly in her private cell, a rosary of black beads in her hand. She fasted for 3 days. Then she whispered the spirits demand atonement. That same night, Michael's ghost appeared to Linda again. This time he was weeping. "They will keep killing until the book is burned. You must take it and destroy it." The next day, Elijah sat under a mango tree with Benson and Linda. Finally, he told them everything. "The night I escaped, I saw the 5th room. It wasn't numbered. They called it the chamber. That's where the altar is. I ran before they could brand me. That's why I'm alive, but not whole." He lifted his shirt. A burn scar shaped like an eye glowed faintly. "The widow branded me in my sleep. That's how she controls people. I felt it for years, her eyes watching." He looked at Linda. "She knows your face now. She knows your name. You must protect your children." The guest house stood under a heavy sky. Dark clouds loomed. Thunder rolled in the distance. A combined team of police officers, Pastor Akin, Ruth, Elijah, and Linda returned to the guest house for the last time. They were determined to cleanse it, burn the evil book, and uncover what lay inside the infamous Room 5, the Red Room. Pastor Akin poured holy oil around the entrance. As he began to pray, the temperature dropped. Ruth trembled. "This place is awake." Sergeant Benson forced the door open. The hinges shrieked. Inside, red candles, some half-burnt, others freshly lit, lined the walls. In the center stood a black altar shaped like a coffin, bloodstains dried into the stone. Linda gasped. "This is where they brought him, my husband." Suddenly, the altar began to bleed. Blood seeped from its base. The candles flickered wildly. Pastor Akin shouted, "Hold the book over the altar." Ruth, with shaking hands, held out the book of offerings, Spirits of pain, we release your chains. This curse ends now. He touched the book with his cross, and it burst into flames. The entire room shook. A loud scream echoed from beneath the floorboards. Back in the psychiatric hospital, Kenny was asleep when the altar burned. He woke with a scream so loud it cracked the glass window. Nuwu. They touched the blood room. Mama, I am sorry. He ran straight to a wall, splitting his head. But he laughed in it going, she's coming for me. She said I was her lion, but I'm just a rat. When the doctors ran brain scans, they found nothing wrong. Kenny had faked madness so long he had finally lost control. He was deemed fit to stand trial. The burning of the altar broke something deep inside Mama Grace. In her police cell, she cried for the first time. She lied to me, she whispered. Detectives gathered around as she spoke slowly, painfully. I only wanted protection, wealth, power. I thought if I gave the spirits what they wanted, they'd protect my family. But it was never enough. She looked at the female detective. I made my son a monster. She confessed to every murder, every ritual, and the secret chamber under room 5. There's a staircase hidden under the altar. That's where the bodies went. Sergeant Benson immediately sent a team. They broke through the altar floor and found 17 skeletons wrapped in black cloths. Each bore markings from different years. Justice had faces now. Ruth knelt before Michael's wife and wept. I was a coward. I could have warned him. I could have stopped it. Linda embraced her. It's all right, Ruth. You helped bring this down. With support from Pastor Akin. Ruth testified in court and handed over a hidden journal she had kept filled with names, dates, and secret meetings Mama Grace had with local officials and buyers of human body parts. It led to 4 arrests, including a corrupt pathologist and a fake pastor. Ruth was granted witness protection and started a new life in another city. The trial lasted 6 months. Mama Grace sat still the entire time, her eyes filled with tears. Kenny had to be chained during each session. The evidence was overwhelming: DNA of victims in the basement, the ritual book, Ruth's testimony, Michael's personal belongings, Elijah's survival and scar, and skipped footage from the night Michael died. The court declared guilty. The judge's gavel rang for multiple counts of premeditated murder, human dismemberment, conspiracy to traffic human body parts, and ritual practice. This court sentences you both to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Cries of relief filled the courtroom. Linda hugged and held her children close. The guest house was demolished by government order. The land was purified by spiritual leaders and turned into a memorial park for victims. On the first stone was carved to the voices that were silenced, "We will always remember you." Michael's body was finally laid to rest in peace. During the burial, Linda stood by his grave with their children, placing white lilies. "You didn't die in vain, Michael. We found justice." That night, in a dream, Michael appeared one last time. No blood. No fear, just a smile. "My darling, thank you." Years passed and Linda now runs a foundation in her husband's name, helping victims' families and funding investigations into ritual crimes. Elijah, scarred but free, speaks to young people about the power of courage and spiritual discernment. Sergeant Benson was promoted to Dupo and awarded for excellence in criminal investigation. Pastor Akin's church grew as more people turned to God after the spiritual battle. And Ruth, under a new name, became a caregiver in an orphanage, finding peace by saving innocent lives. Where death once reigned, now stands a place of healing. Justice was slow, but it came. It always does. Greed for power and money can destroy generations. Mama Grace wanted protection and wealth, but it cost many innocent lives, including her own son's sanity. Secrets and silence protect evil. If Ruth had spoken earlier, so many lives could have been saved. Never be afraid to speak the truth, no matter the cost. Evil may hide for a while, but justice will always rise. The truth may take time, but it can never stay buried forever. A guilty conscience can never rest. No matter how long evil hides, it will always come back to haunt who commits it. The love of family is a powerful light in dark times. Michael's bond with his wife and children helped expose the darkness and led to justice being served. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this emotional and suspenseful African story, The Widow's Guest House. It was created with heart to remind us that even in the darkest times, truth, love, and justice will always prevail. Don't forget to like this video if you were moved by the story. Share with friends and loved ones who enjoy deep, thrilling stories with powerful lessons. Drop a comment, we'd love to hear your thoughts and what parts touched you most. Subscribe or follow us for more long original African stories coming your way soon. Each tale is crafted to keep you entertained and thinking deeply. We remain Delia Storytime on all platforms. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and keep believing in justice. Bye for now.